All right. Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is having a great day. Thank you for joining us in our Building Father Inclusive Programs using the four stages of father inclusion webinar. My name is Justin. I am NFI's Marketing and Training Coordinator, and today I have the pleasure of supporting you in this training with our speaker, National Fatherhood Initiative's Chief Partner Success Officer, Eric Vesery. Also with us are NFI staff who will assist us with questions and answers. I know that we're excited to learn, but before we start, I'd like to take this moment to go over a few housekeeping logistics for a smooth program for everyone today. We will be together from now up until 3:30 Eastern. And for the best experience, I recommend that you close any unnecessary applications and ensure you have a stable internet connection. Please ensure that your mic is on mute during this webinar. This webinar is being recorded and will be made available to participants within a few business days. If you have any questions, please use the Q&A box found below your video. We will address as many questions as possible in that box during the webinar. If there are any unanswered questions, we will reply to you in an email after the webinar. Once your Q&A question is answered, it will also be available to other participants to view. You can also use the chat function beside the Q&A box function to share your thoughts and interact with other participants. That said, please refrain from using the Q&A box like the chat box. After the webinar, you will receive a brief survey, and we ask that you please take a few moments to let us know your thoughts and suggestions about the webinar. We highly value your feedback. Without further ado, Eric, you may take it away.
All right. Thank you, Justin, and good afternoon to everybody. I am Eric Vasari, Chief Partner Success Officer with National Fatherhood Initiative, and just really excited to be with you for the next hour to go through the building father inclusive programs using the four stages of father inclusion. And so this is our roadmap for today. I'm going to provide a brief NFI overview. I'll talk a little bit about why it's important to be intentional and proactive in including fathers. You'll be able to identify the four stages of father inclusion, as well as learning what organizations have done within those stages and even some NFI programs and resources that can assist you in moving through those stages. And one of the areas that I think is always most valuable to me, I know when I'm attending trainings or workshops, is to learn how I can apply certain things to the concepts that I'm learning. And so I want to make sure that you do have an opportunity to at least consider how you might apply these stages to your setting. So, welcome to you all from just about every time zone and from a very diverse representation of human service organizations and different types of community leaders. So, welcome aboard. As we get started, I think it's always good to frame it within the broader father landscape as it relates to the work that we do with fathers and families. And it is something that we still find ourselves in a father absence crisis. We have still 1 in 4 children living without a father, and that actually covers not just biological, but adoptive and stepfathers as well. There are 9 in 10 Americans who agree there is a father absence crisis. So I think that intuitively we know that we still have work to do in our own spheres of influence, right? As well as collectively as a broader community. Research shows that when children have involved responsible and committed fathers, they express better social, emotional, and academic functioning, and they grow up to lead happier, healthier lives. We know that the flip side of that coin is also true, that research also demonstrates that father absence is strongly linked to poverty, teen pregnancy, juvenile delinquency, abuse. I mean, just a whole litany of issues for child well-being when a father is not involved in his child's life. And you can see that I've included an infographic on the screen here. These infographics, I'll show you two more on the following screen, are available at no cost. So they are free for download on our website at fatherhood.org. But it does a great job of capturing the essence of this negative side of father absence. What's interesting, though, in spite of this, that many of our nation's organizations remain mother-centric in their family offerings and services. Not that they don't offer broader parenting programs in many situations, but the fact that many of those programs and services are accessed primarily by moms in a lot of those different settings. These are a couple of more infographics that you have access to you as far as just being able to download these. They are shareable images, and these focus more on the positive side, the strength-based side of father presence. And so you can see that when fathers are involved, that children have a strong foundation for child well-being there. On the left, they're at a lower risk for a variety of poor childhood outcomes. And I really like the infographic on the right as well, which is sometimes we overlook the fact that involved dads are actually good for moms and that moms reap a host of benefits when fathers are involved during pregnancy and raising their children. And you can see a number of those right there on the infographic. So NFI's mission is to transform organizations and communities by equipping them to intentionally and proactively engage fathers in their children's lives. And you'll hear me mentioning those two words a number of times during our time together today because it is really that critical to your success in more effectively engaging dads. Now, NFI's vision is for every child to grow up with an involved, responsible, and committed father. So um, our mission kind of gets us eventually to our vision, which is very child-centered. So it begs the question then, how can human service organizations intentionally and proactively engage fathers? And it really comes around to this important concept of incentivizing, engaging, and serving fathers in these different ways, increasing awareness of the positive impact of father involvement, implementing policies that require or encourage organizations to engage and serve fathers, increasing funding for father-specific programs, increasing programs and other tools to engage and serve fathers, trying to hire male staff, and increasing capacity in organizations to engage and serve fathers. So you're going to see that all of these will be touched on and integrated into the four stages of father inclusion as we move through our time together today. And so NFI has been around for a while. We're nonprofit, nonpartisan, non-sectarian. We were founded in 1994 to begin a societal-wide movement to renew fatherhood in America. And we do this by what we call our three E strategy: educate, equip, and engage. And we do a number of activities under each of those that you can see there. So how do you fit into our work? Well, you as your organization or network really make it possible for us to achieve our mission and vision because we don't provide direct services to dads. So we rely on our strategic partnerships around the country that do provide those programs and services to fathers and families in order to just help them be better at including fathers in what they do. So the key message is that fathers are irreplaceable and an essential ingredient for child well-being. We want dads to embrace the idea that they do provide a unique and irreplaceable role in the life of their children. So why do you have to be intentional and proactive? Well, the word parent is perceived by many men in much of society as mom. Um, when you look at a lot of the parenting magazines or websites or curriculum out there, they do tend to be geared a little bit more towards the maternal side. And so we have a long way to go, and we hope that dads will start to embrace this idea of parent, meaning that they understand that that word means that they are indeed a parent, and that they should be embracing those types of programs and services. However, we're not there yet. And I like to look at this through the lens of parental balance. How parentally balanced are your programs and services? Um, what is the approximate percentage of dads partaking in your programs and services versus moms? And in a lot of my travels over the years and through some informal polls that I've conducted, what I find is that in a lot of human service organizations, there's usually somewhere around, 80 to 90% of their programs and services are engaging moms versus 10 to 20% dads. So clearly, if we're looking at parental balance as the assurance that all services, resources, and programs are inclusive, engaging, and relevant to those responsible for the welfare of children, we would want to see closer to a 50% moms and 50% dads partaking in those programs and services. Now, this is just a little formula that I like to reference when it comes to father involvement, and that is P equals M plus L. And that is if you want participation by fathers, that equals motivation plus location, where motivation means dads are motivated to be involved, dads, and programs are motivated to help them, and the location being that dads and programming are in the right places. Now, for dads, that can be them placing themselves around the right people to encourage them in their role. But also, when we look at our organizations, do we have programming in those communities where dads can access them and uh, have the ability to connect and grow in their role as a father? Because those are both linked together. So that brings me to the four stages of father inclusion. And when we are talking about father inclusion, it signifies an organization's intentional and proactive approach to including fathers in their programs and services. And you can see the four stages there before you. There's aware, prepare, launch, and maintain and grow. And so I'm going to play an introductory video from our president here at NFI, just giving you a quick overview of the four stages, and then I'll go a little bit deeper into each after the video.
Greetings. Not sure where to begin with your father inclusion efforts? Well, I'm here to help. My name is Christopher Brown, President of National Fatherhood Initiative. Welcome to this introduction on the Stages of Father Inclusion video series. In this series, you'll learn about the stages and actions you can take to help your organization become more father inclusive. Now, let's get on the same page about what the term father inclusion means. It means that an organization is intentional and proactive in involving dads in their interactions with families, has an environment that welcomes fathers, and provides father-specific programs, services, or other resources that speak to dads in their unique role as a father. Practically, it means that an organization has one or more father-inclusive efforts. What's a father-inclusive effort? It's an intentional and proactive effort to engage fathers. An effort can range from one that doesn't require a lot of time and effort, like distributing a brochure just for dads, to a more intensive effort, like a fatherhood program that takes several months for a father to complete, to mobilizing an entire community to promote father involvement in the lives of children. Our mission at National Fatherhood Initiative is to build the capacity of organizations like yours to implement father-inclusive efforts. In our more than 2 decades of work in helping organizations do that, we've identified 4 distinct stages of father inclusion that organizations move through on their journey to engage fathers successfully. We call them aware, prepare, launch, and maintain and grow. We've also identified 3 actions organizations should take to fully realize father inclusion in each stage. That, well, sets the stage, pardon the pun, for moving to the next one. To help you identify the stage that best fits your organization, we created this infographic. The first stage is aware. In this stage, you need to raise your own or others' awareness about the importance of father inclusion. But you're not ready to build organizational and staff capacity to be father inclusive. You need staff at all levels to buy into engaging fathers before you start building that capacity. The second stage is prepare. In this stage, you and your fellow staff understand and have bought into the importance of father inclusion, but you're not ready to launch a father inclusive effort. You need to identify an effort and build organizational and staff capacity to intentionally and proactively engage fathers. The third stage is launch. In this stage, you've identified a father inclusive effort and have a plan to launch it. If it's a simple effort, like distributing brochures or other print materials that doesn't require much funding or staff time, you're ready to launch it. But if the effort is more complex, like starting a father-specific program or service, or involves integrating fathers into an existing program or service for a larger audience, to be successful, you need a plan to recruit fathers to participate and maintain their participation before you launch it. After you put that plan in motion, you're ready for launch. The fourth stage is maintain and grow. In this stage, you've launched a father-inclusive effort. You're ready to maintain it and grow its impact. Okay, now that you've learned about the stages, what do you think? Were you able to identify the stage that best fits your organization? If not, no worries. You can take some time to review the infographic further, and the rest of the videos in this series will help. So, what's next? You have a choice of where to begin. If you haven't identified the stage that best fits your organization, you could begin with the Aware stage video and then proceed to the videos of the other 3 stages. Or, if you've identified the stage that best fits your organization, you could watch that corresponding video followed by the remaining stage videos. All right then, no matter where you start, remember that National Fatherhood Initiative is here to help you whenever you need us. Email us at info@fatherhood.org or call us at 301-948-0599. We look forward to partnering with you in serving dads.
So there's your overview of the 4 stages of father inclusion. And the place where you would find that on fatherhood.org on our main website would be under the Get Started tab. And you'll see that there's an option to find your stage of father inclusion. So you would click on that, and then it would take you to this page that goes into more detail on each of those 4 stages and enables you to answer a few questions that would help identify you or other staff who might not be on the webinar today. You can encourage them to go there and find what they think the stages are, and you can compare and contrast how things shook out in terms of how you answered those. So just to go a little bit deeper into each of those, starting with the aware stage, you know that you are in this stage when you need to raise your own or others' awareness about father inclusion. There are three actions that you could look at. One would be raise your awareness, of course. Everything starts with our own awareness, but then once we've done that, we can begin to raise others' awareness about the importance of father inclusion. And that, is never done. We can always be going deeper to raise our awareness and the awareness in others to be a catalyst for bigger and better things as it comes to father inclusion. So once you go through the video for whichever stage, you'll find that there are resource pages that link you to the top resources for whatever stage that you are in. So, for example, in this aware stage, there's Father Facts 9, which is a collection of data and research on the benefits of father involvement and the impact of father absence. We have the library of free infographics. We have a free father-friendly checkup and a father-friendly quick check that you can do in this stage. Probably if this is a stage that you are just entering into, I would encourage you to start with the father-friendly quick check. It only takes about 10 minutes to complete. It's just a series of statements under 4 assessment categories that you answer yes, no, or unsure to. And then the father-friendly checkup I'll share with you probably would be a great one to do in the next stage. But we also have the Reduce Framework for Persuasion, which is an evidence-based tool describing 5 barriers to father inclusion that your leadership or staff might face and what to do to help staff move past them. So these are all wonderful tools to help you move that needle while you are in the aware stage. So Justin's going to launch a poll question here. It's just yes or no, whether or not, based on what you've heard me present on for this aware stage, do you think that you are in the aware stage? So we'll just give you a quick minute to answer yes or no, and then we will move on to the next stage.
Right. If the poll doesn't appear in your screen, feel free to share your experiences on chat.
Well, the answers are pouring in, so it looks like most of
Or,
them
all
should
right, Eric. While they are answering the polls, we do have a question. Can you be in more than one stage at a time?
That's a great question, and it's actually something that I had anticipated in the presentation. But yes, you can be in different stages. I mean, in terms of even being in one stage and moving back to another stage, it is very fluid, and so um, these do overlap on some level. So you may find that, you've kind of got a foot in one stage as well as in another. And we're never done, like I mentioned, being raising our awareness and other people's awareness. So even though you may be launching, you may still find a need to be raising that awareness as you are doing that at the same time.
All right. So I'm ending the poll in five, four, three, two, and one. All right. So we do have 69% who are in the aware stage and 31% who are not out of 254 responses.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you for completing that. And you may find as we go through these other stages that you may want to revise that answer, and that is perfectly acceptable. So keep that in mind as I go through the remaining stages. So let's move on to the prepare stage. You're in this stage when you and your staff understand and buy into father inclusion, but you're not quite ready for a father inclusive effort. So the three actions that you would want to consider here would be one, to build your organizational capacity, build your staff capacity, and number three, build your program and service capacity. And these are some resources under the prepare stage support page that can help you in this particular stage of preparing. As I mentioned in the aware stage, I recommend the father friendly quick check. In this one, I think the father-friendly checkup would be even better because it does give you a more nuanced representation of where your organization is. Because these statements are on a Likert scale from strongly agree to strongly disagree. And it just allows you to go a little bit deeper into identifying areas that you might want to pull from the assessment to create some next steps and an action plan. We also have a father engagement certificate, which is a flexible self-paced training. It's on demand, so you can do it at your own pace, but it does reflect on the critical areas that you would need to focus on in preparing for your launch. And then we also have these two great free vital topics guides. One is vital topics for staff to discuss with dads, and there's 17 of those topics. And then we also have 14 vital topics to for staff to discuss with moms to increase dad's involvement. And so these are really flexible tools that you can integrate into a variety of different elements of your programming and services if you'd like. So, this next poll question is, are you in the prepare stage? So, based on those questions and elements of what prepare looks like, what do you think? Do you think that you might fall into the prepare stage? By the way, thanks for the little floating emojis and the encouragement that's coming in with the hearts and celebrations and all of that. It's good to know you guys are out there and engaged. And the clapping. All right, thumbs up. Love it. Right. It looks like most everybody has had a chance
Right.
to complete that. So we'll go ahead and
Mhm.
close that out, Justin.
All right, so we do have 57% who are in the prepare stage and 43% who are not out of 238 responses.
Okay. Yeah. So based on that, it looks like maybe a few of you have altered your choice from aware. Maybe you thought initially you were in aware, but you might be a little further along. So that's great. Thank you for participating in that one. So that takes us into our third of the four stages, which is launch. And you know that you're in this stage when you have a father inclusive effort and you do have a plan indeed to launch it. So, three actions here would be to increase your knowledge of recruitment and retention and to create your recruitment and retention plan, because that is really the lifeblood for this stage of father inclusion. And so you can see the companion resources for this launch stage that are on the support page that you'll find. There's a number of print resources that you can take a look at in our online resource center. We do have a guide on recruitment tips that outlines 5 key strategies for father engagement programs. We have recruitment and retention blog. So if you go to our Championing Fatherhood blog on our website, you'll see that there's a whole library of archived articles, and you could type in recruitment and retention in the search bar, and you'll have access to many recruitment and retention blog articles. And then we also have a recruitment and retention certificate program, which is focused on strategies that enable organizations to build, measure, assess, and refine a customized father recruitment and retention plan. So it's, again, on demand that you can do at your own pace and provides you in the end with a formal recruitment and retention plan. So, given recruitment and retention is so important, I do want to take a little bit more time in this category just to throw out a few recruitment tactics for group-based programs and also for one-on-one programs, primarily in the home visiting realm. But when you are looking at group-based fatherhood programs, certainly commitment from leadership of the organization is critical. It's also important to understand that you can't be everything to everybody all the time. So having a strong referral network is critical so that, if there are issues that dads may be facing that's outside of your purview, you would have other folks and organizations that you can refer them to. Willingness to try creative and innovative tactics and measuring effectiveness goes a long way. Developing a marketing plan for the long haul. Incentives are critical, and not just any incentives. I would encourage you, to have a feedback loop from the dads that you are engaging or trying to engage in your programs and services, and ask them, hey, what would be a great incentive for you that would, motivate you to be more committed to the fatherhood program or services that we offer. And I mean, we know that some of our partners actually give dads an option of three or four incentives of comparable value that they can even select from. Getting testimonials from your dads, whether it's video, audio, or written. Video testimonials are great. So as they're completing programs, just giving them a few minutes to share how the program impacted them can be used on your website, can be used for other stakeholders like funders or referrals to let them know, to see the qualitative feedback that dads are giving on your program. And innovation is key. So, think outside the box whenever possible. You might also, you know, really reflect on the hook to get dads interested in your fatherhood program. And in fact, research shows that it usually has nothing to do with fatherhood. So we'd love to say that by putting out there in our marketing materials that hey, if you're looking to be the best dad you can be, join this group. But research shows that it is addressing a dad's want or need that is more effective in getting them to attend a fatherhood program. So, think about those types of doors that you can open for them, whether it's, maybe they want more access and visitation rights to their children. Maybe, it's help with legal issues. Could be any number of things, education, workforce readiness. But those are the hooks that are more effective. Think about a strategy to deliver the programs where fathers are, not just your location. Think about, for example, I know that there was a Head Start partner of ours that was having a hard time getting dads to show up for their fatherhood program, and they decided to partner with their local YMCA to offer the program in the YMCA facility, which was a successful strategy for them. Um, think about scheduling your sessions at convenient times for fathers to attend. And again, that may require some feedback from the dads that you're looking to work with. Identifying potential barriers to participation and ways to overcome them, and even consider an alumni program where dads, once they graduate through your program or service, are there ways that you can formalize an alumni program to, maybe engage in the community with the alumni to do presentations or community service, but also to continue meeting as an alumni and moving forward, maybe with a different program or curriculum. So when we think about recruitment tactics for one-on-one situations, primarily like for home visits, I know there are a lot of home visiting programs on the webinar today. So wanted to show you some love. And some recruitment tactics might be, inviting fathers directly, telling them how much they're needed in the visit and how much their participation will benefit their child and mother. Again, scheduling those home visits for times that are convenient for the dads. We have some of our home visiting partners that provide their staff flex time so that if they have to do an evening or a weekend, they actually, can maybe pick a different day off during the week. Consider a tandem father advocate approach. Another one of our partners, which is a Healthy Families partner, up in New York actually pairs their parent education specialists, which are all female, with a male father advocate in situations where they suspect that there's a father or a father figure involved, but they can't quite get him engaged. So that's the job of the father advocate to pull the dads out of the shadows and get them more involved in those home visits. If we're going back to now retention, so it's one thing to get dads to show up, but how do you keep them coming back? Whether it's at more of a group-based setting, center-based, or a home visit. But on the center-based or group-based programs, having great facilitators is critical. Using strength-based approaches, balancing fun and seriousness, that can be an art right there in and of itself, but, recognize that humor, laughter, and fun can lighten things up enough and, allow them to be more open to the serious side of things that we need to cover with them. I've mentioned the importance of getting feedback from the fathers. Think about also using a commitment device, such as a statement or a pledge that they can recite together. Because research shows that when dads make a public commitment about something, they are more inclined to follow through. And then confirm potential barriers at enrollment and ways to overcome them. And that point in time where the dads are, just in that enrollment process is a great time to get at some of the deeper barriers that might come up. And then some more retention tips, being thankful for the dads participating. Again, those incentives are important. Having food and drink if possible. Reminders about upcoming sessions. Now there are these group messaging apps that are wonderful for sending out reminders to the dads in your groups as a cohort. And also consider the time of the year because depending on where you are, geographically, winter versus summer retention strategies can vary greatly, given that, you might be more limited on what you can do indoor versus outdoor. And then some retention tips for you home visiting programs. Um, Thanking dads for participating. Think about contacting dads between visits with visit reminders and see how they're doing. Offer group-based programs or events outside of home visits. And incentives work here as well as in recruitment. And consider that tandem father advocate approach that I mentioned earlier as well, because not only does that help with recruitment, getting the dads engaged in the home visits, but also keeping them coming back as they develop that connection with the father advocates. Okay, so let's see how many of you are in the launch stage. Let's go ahead and launch that poll. It's like all the answers are coming in. Give you just another few seconds.
Thank you to everyone who are sharing their experiences on chat.
Yeah, it looks like we're getting a lot of engagement in the chat function as well. So that's great. Okay, let's go ahead
All
and
right.
close that out.
So out of 235 responses, we have 39% who are in the launch stage and 61% who are not yet in the launch stage.
Okay. All right. So we have some launch folks representing here today. So that's great to see. Um, let's move into that final stage of father inclusion, which is maintain and grow. You're in this stage when you've launched a father inclusive effort. And, we're never done with these things. We want to make sure that we are maintaining and growing our fatherhood program. So the three actions would be to acquire funding from multiple sources. That is important to diversify your funding as much as possible so that if one of your funding streams dissolves, that you still have, plenty to be able to keep things going. You want to evaluate your father inclusive effort and, of course, grow your father inclusive effort. So these are some resources you'll find on the Maintain and Grow support page. We have a wonderful fundraising for fatherhood programs webinar. It's an on-demand webinar that you can access at any time. It was a pre-recorded. We have fundraising tips for fatherhood programs. So there are a number of resources for actionable strategies, success stories to increase your fundraising efforts. We also have on our Maintain and Grow support page surveys and research to supplement and strengthen your fatherhood programs and services, as we mentioned how important it is to evaluate and show impact. And then, as I mentioned about considering an alumni program, we have a free guide that provides practical steps to start an alumni program to keep fathers connected. So check those out for sure if you're in Maintain and Grow. All right, so let's launch these last two poll questions. The first one is how many of you think you are in the Maintain and Grow stage? I haven't seen any emojis popping up lately. Everybody good out there? Excellent. Look at all those thumbs ups. Thank you. Awesome. There's somebody laughing too. That's great. That does my heart good.
All right, Eric shared that they're in between launch and maintain and grow. Thank you for sharing that, Eric. All
Yeah.
right, so I'll be ending the poll in five, four, three, two, and one. All right, out of 234 responses, we have 42% who are in the maintain and grow stage and 58% who are not.
Man, that's great. So we must have quite a few fatherhood programs out there that are pretty mature. So that is great to hear. Certainly encouraging. All right. So this is where we turn the corner and start looking at, some more practical application of these four stages. So, how are some organizations using the father friendly checkup to help in their aware and prepare stages? So, as you remember, when I showed you those support pages for aware and prepare, I talked about the father friendly checkup. And these are just some organizations that use the father friendly checkup, that free assessment on our website, to inform how they were going to move through the different stages, particularly the aware and prepare stages, because that's really where these assessments can give you a lot of insight. So this Embrace in Wichita is a pregnancy care center. They provide guidance on decisions around and services related to unplanned pregnancies and treatment for sexually transmitted diseases. Now, they've historically served mothers with little or no outreach to fathers. So when they completed the father-friendly checkup, these are some things that it prompted them to move forward with in their action plan. First thing they did was is they reviewed their staff's attitudes, beliefs, and values related to serving fathers. And then they conducted trainings that help staff explore those um, thoughts and motives concerning fathers, whether they have past history, maybe control issues. Um, they also wrote articles and letters to the editor of the local newspaper, and they secured speaking engagements at local events. They identified decision makers within the agency to increase their father friendliness. Specifically, they targeted managers, supervisors, vice presidents, and the president. And then they identified fatherhood champions within the organization who could really begin that ripple effect to spread out and have an impact on the broader organization. The case study, that number two in Pittsburgh, is the Children's Institute. This organization serves children with special needs and their families, and Project STAR is the primary vehicle for serving their children and families, which includes placement of children via adoption, foster care, or respite care, preservation to keep children with family or to return to family, and enrichment of families through programs of education and recreation. So, what did they do as a result of taking the father-friendly checkup? Well, they started with conducting a SWOT analysis. For those of you who are familiar with it, I'm sure you will remember that stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And it's a way to focus on those internal, both strengths and weaknesses, as well as the external opportunities and threats for your organization. But they focus specifically on father friendliness with that SWOT analysis. They also identified a lack of awareness among caseworkers and decided to do this, track the following activities. What were the caseworkers' efforts to involve the father? What about the father's attendance at court hearings and planning meetings and the level of father involvement with the child? So they started tracking those elements so that they could better coach their staff to ensure that they were having the impact that they hoped. They placed a fatherhood resource kiosk in the waiting room with brochures and information on services and programs specifically for fathers. So it was kind of like a one-stop shop for dads. They discussed barriers to father involvement with leaders of state agencies to increase their awareness of the issue. A third case study is Clinical Outcomes Group in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. They provide accessible, affordable, and effective health and social services through these four areas: workplace wellness, prevention and cessation of tobacco use, prevention of substance abuse, and even counseling and intervention on domestic violence. So, what came out of their father-friendly assessment as next steps was first, they implemented several new and revised father-friendly human resource policies. The departments within COGI scheduled meetings with community partners to discuss father involvement. So they wanted to expand both referral and their like referral networks, both inbound and outbound. Um, they also, once they conducted their own father-friendly checkup, they had the county commissioners take the father-friendly checkup. And then they joined a subcommittee of a community partner to integrate a fatherhood perspective into the next segment of a parenting series. So they did a number of things as well. And then our final case study, which is Community Action up in Wisconsin, they provide services that build economic self-reliance to reduce poverty through these five departments: employment and training, family and community services, and women's health services. They did some cool things. They secured a proclamation from county government declaring Fathers Make a Difference Week that was well received and distributed to media. They developed materials and presentations for and conducted father-friendly presentations to agency leadership. They reviewed their program policies and procedures, including an administrative review of the program addressing policies, procedures, and contract requirements to ensure father friendliness. How about that? That's going deep. They conducted a community needs assessment to inform the initiative that increased knowledge about the status and needs of families and children. So they did a lot of really cool things as a result of the father-friendly checkup and using that to inform their aware and prepare stages. But what about the remaining stages? What about that launch and maintain and grow? Where I thought this Family Resource Center, a partner of ours in Alabama, was a great example of how an organization navigated the remaining steps. So let's take a quick look and have them pull back the curtain a little bit on what they are doing there in the Family Resource Center. Oh, some reason that video is not coming up. So we'll just go ahead and present that without the video. But what they have focused on are these areas of parent education, helping families locate quality childcare, financial assistance with childcare, case management, and employers childcare alliance. So those are the areas um, that they provide in their community. So what I did here is I just pulled out some of the things that they've done and how it aligns with either prepare, launch, or maintain and grow. And so one of the things that they did was they did training and professional development for childcare providers, which of course would be in that prepare stage. But they also use NFI's 24/7 Dad and Father Topics collection for non-custodial dads as the main part of the programming that they provide to the dads. And so that, of course, would be in the launch stage. And they do that through what they call locker room sessions. And they offer them in a variety of settings, including community-based nonprofits. They go to schools, work with veterans and faith-based organizations in order to provide these locker room sessions using 24/7 Dad. And then as far as maintain and grow, they added Inside Out Dad, which is a program for incarcerated fathers, and Understanding Dad, which is a program for moms to raise her awareness about the important role dad plays in their child's well-being, and a strong referral network anchored by CCRC. So you can see that once they laid that foundation with 24/7 Dad and had success with that, they went back and assessed whether or not they had the capacity to not only maintain that, but grow their fatherhood initiative to add programs for incarcerated fathers and for moms. So this is the application part of our time together here today. And I'd love to just give you a moment to reflect on everything that I presented to you today. And, given the stage you identified and the case studies that you learned about, I'd like you just to think about one next step you can take to either enhance the stage you're in or maybe move to the next stage. And you can just enter your answer into the chat box there. And hopefully, this will be an opportunity again to, while everything is fresh, to just think about one next step you can take to enhance your work to be more father inclusive.
All right, we have a few responses here. Claiborne says they will work with their doulas. Stephanie says that they will have to research and look up NFI resources. No worries, we will send these out after the webinar and assist you with that.
Great.
Andy says a male involvement conference.
You guys are checking a lot of different boxes, and that's fantastic.
Right. Altrice says that she has to reassess awareness in her organization.
Very cool. Well, I'm glad that.
Jason says, or sorry, go,
Go ahead.
Eric.
Go ahead, Justin. Yeah.
Right, I couldn't find the message. There are so many responses. Thank you, guys. A lot of them are getting
That's
buried here.
awesome. I love that kind of problem.
Yeah.
Well, I am glad to hear that the wheels are turning, and hopefully this helped to spark some of those creative juices and get you thinking about some very manageable, easy to do next steps. This doesn't need to be overly taxing on anybody. I like to coach people to think about ways that they can integrate father inclusion into stuff that they're already doing. And that way it feels more integrated than it does like, oh, is this like an extra another thing we have to do, right? Um, so with that, we just have a few minutes left. I'm just gonna wrap things up here. As a reminder here, again, are those four stages of father inclusion: aware, prepare, launch, maintain, and grow. These are the links to each of those the stage resource pages that I mentioned. It's basically just fatherhood.org/ whichever stage you think you're in. And then as you are thinking about types of programs and resources, I like to present NFIs in three different categories, kind of like low, mid, and high intensity. Low intensity resources are things that are just easy to implement, easy to distribute for all types of dads and moms. Very low staff involvement required for these. Things like brochures, tip cards, pocket guides, things that you can put up around like posters. Medium intensity are just a little more in-depth content, moderate staff involvement involved in these. We have things like Inside Out Dad Guide to Family Ties, which are like self-paced guides for dads who are incarcerated to go through. Help Me Grow guides, booster sessions, which are just focused on different fatherhood topics. And then, as I mentioned, these free staff discussion guides, the vital topics to discuss with dads and moms, would be medium intensity because they do, require somebody sitting down with the dad or dads to engage them in conversation around those vital topics. And then with high intensity resources, these are intentional father engagement through programs. Staff involvement is required here. These are group-based types of programs or one-on-one curriculum that can be integrated into, home visiting models, as well as a variety of different case management structures as well. So there's our main website, fatherhood.org. And again, if you go to that Get Started button and click on those stages of what stage you are in for father inclusion, you'll find all of those videos for each stage and the support web pages for each of those stages. So with that, we are right about an hour in. So I want to thank you all for moving through those stages of father inclusion with me today. And I hope that today is really just a springboard into an opportunity for us to partner with you on a deeper level beyond this. So if there's anything that we can do here, feel free to reach out to me. And either myself or one of our staff would certainly welcome the opportunity to walk alongside you and provide any support as you are looking to improve your father inclusion within your programs and services. And, I want to thank you all as well for the great work you're already doing to enrich fathers and families. And, want to wish you the best as you move forward. But again, please reach out if there's anything that we can do to help you move through your stages of father inclusion or to support your efforts in any way. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out. Justin, was there anything you wanted to mention before we wrap up?
Yes, so there will be a post survey that will appear on your screen after Eric closes this webinar. Feel free to be as honest as you can be, and we appreciate any sort of feedback that you can give us. So, thank you, everyone, and have a great rest of your day.
Yes, thanks again, everyone. Good luck moving forward.